Philip Schofield is a gay. Philip Schofield is a homosexual. He is a, how do you say, a homosex. Philip Schofield is a homosex. Yeah, he is a gay. Philip Schofield is a gay. Not just is gay, but a gay, and is a homosex. Not a homosexual or a homosex, but a homosex. I forget now. I forgot what I even just said. Philip Schofield is a gay. He's a homosex. Right. I've just slept on the news, right? The wee hours of today. Today is 1:10 just to give you a bit of context, right? A bit of scale to the dimensions we have before one, right? It is 1:10 p.m. of an afternoon, right? And I heard the news that Philip Schofield was a gay. Actually, it was about 12 hours ago. It was about 12 hours ago. It was in the wee hours of this morning. Yeah, that's right. It was about 12 hours. It was about 1:30 a.m. in the morning. I went to bed and I got up earlier. I got up quite early today. And now it's like 1:10 in the afternoon. So it's like 12 hours since I heard that he was a gay, a homosex. And it was just incidentally, I was in the living room and I just happened to turn the internet on. I wanted to watch a few YouTube videos on my big television room, and I just happened to throw that on. And it was in the home, recommended videos on the home page, yes. That's how I found out. No. The only thing I was thinking of was, what the fuck are you coming out as a gay person now? Besides the fact that you have a wife and children, thank God you haven't got sons, but then again, it would be a different story, wouldn't it, Mr. Schofield? I very much doubt you'd come out then if you had two 23-year-old jocks in your stable, would you? It's quite convenient, isn't it, having two very feminine, pretty, again, very feminine girls as your kids. It's very convenient now, isn't it, Phil? But, I don't want to start on a negative rant already with you, but anyway, that's kind of like going towards my feeling on it, my view on it. Celebrities only tend to come out when they've done something wrong and they are fearing that it's going to get into the press. Basically, that they're going to be exposed and held at ransom, basically. That the information will hold them at ransom, basically. That they could potentially be blackmailed for that information, for someone else having such information on another individual, if especially they are a celebrity. As I say, celebrities only tend to come out. I'm not saying this is what's happened with you, Philip, right? I'm not saying that at all, right? The only reason why celebrities come out, right, have a wife or kids or not, the only time a celebrity will ever, and based on my personal experience throughout my life, and I'm nearly 50 years old, right, based on all of the people celebrities I've known who have come out over the years, right, the only time a celebrity will ever come out to the media, I'm talking about the media, yeah, only time they will ever come out to the media is if they've done something untoward. and it's got out, basically. And it's got out that they've said untoward thing. So my views and opinions now, which I'm saying to the camera, are not based on anything you have said, Philip, in your interviews. I didn't click on any of those videos which came up in my random feed on my homepage. I didn't click on any of those videos. I didn't listen to a word. I have not listened to a word you've said about your sexuality, your reasons for. I've not read any articles in a newspaper or a magazine. I've not seen anyone on YouTube. Saw one fella doing a video like this, and it was only about 1.5 minutes long, and all he said was Philip Schofield, about him actually coming out as being a gay man. That's all he said. That's the only thing I've seen, like that 1.5 minutes. I've only just clicked onto that as I was talking, as I was stating my declaration to the camera. That gay man in his 40s has no chance of copping off, let alone a man in his 60s. I so don't want to offend you, Philip Schofield, if you're watching this, that my digression got out of hand, went way overboard. Yeah, I don't want to offend, and I don't want to say anything which can cause offence. Don't want to cause any upset. I don't want to upset anyone. That's my view on this at all. At all. I'm trying to fathom the logic in it, right? Even if you are covering your tracks, Philip, about something you might have done untoward, like I was saying, touching on in the initial part of the video, still, why on earth come out? Why? Why? I've known you since I was a school kid. When I was a school kid, you were the dude who was on telly. You know, you were the kid, the pet. When we'd come home from school or on a Saturday, or on a Saturday morning, you were the dude who was always on, who always had his hand up Gopher's arse. You were the one who always had your hand up a Gopher's arse. Say, was a school kid. So I've grown up watching you, your whole career, Philip. Right, so the last thing I want to do is offend you, yeah, or anyone around you, including your wife and your kids. I don't want to offend anyone. All I'm trying to work out now, I'm a logical type of person, and since 12 hours ago when I saw this vids in my on my homepage, and I think the reason why I did click on that, managed to click on that 1.5 minute long video, which I said is the only input I've had other than the fact, I think was to verify it, actually verify it before I went to bed. Before I went to bed, you know. I'm trying to work out, Philip, still, why the last person, I think, who was middle-aged and a celebrity who did come out, the last person I can remember was the dude out of Pet Shop Boys, the singer out of Pet Shop Boys. And he declared that he was, I think the fact that he declared that he had a boyfriend and was madly in love, I think when I heard that, saw his interviews, and I think I just saw one briefly, I think that was even incidental. I think he probably had done something he shouldn't have as well. But see, when you come out and you're a celebrity, you diffuse any kind of information someone may have on you, whether the information is negative or positive. You diffuse information, period. Anything, as I say, anything which somebody might be able to disclose on you about your sexuality, whether it be a good thing or a bad thing, you diffuse it by coming out. When you come out publicly, you diffuse it, and you can talk about anything you want. Like, as I say, Neil Tennant. See, I'm still thinking, still digesting in me. I've only known about it for 12 hours. Like saying there about one from the Pet Shop Boys, just happened to go on to say about him. Actually, he did have a boyfriend currently, and he was madly in love. I think it doesn't really matter what you're saying in your interviews when you are coming out to the media. I think simply just the fact that you are coming out publicly, it does diffuse. So you don't have to actually, the individual who is coming out doesn't actually have to touch on the subject if it is a negative reason, if it is the reason that they are coming out is that they're covering up something, to diffuse a negative. The person who doesn't actually have to touch on it, on the negative, on the potential harmful information, because just the coming out alone diffuses it. I actually think the fact that you did come out, Philip Schofield, is a cowardly act. I think you coming out now is a cowardly act. I think what you've done is cowardly coming out. And I think whatever consequence for you coming out, any negative consequence which may occur for you coming out, you're gonna, what you've done is, by default, you put your crap onto your wife. You're hiding underneath your wife's trestles. That's all you've done. You're hiding, you're taking shelter under your wife's trestles. Hopefully, until this news of you all being gay goes away, naturally goes away. That's what you're doing. You're taking shelter under your wife's trestles, under your wife's petticoat, for the news of your sexuality, and then for it to go away. For when it goes away, you will then come out from under your wife's petticoat, and then to hopefully continue to live your life again with your two beautiful daughters who are very feminine, who are probably very encouraging with your decisions to come out. I think whatever you've done, whatever your reasons are for coming out, I think the fact that you have come out, it can only be seen as cowardly, and I do strongly believe that it is cowardly of you to come out. Now, as to why I think that, because I think maybe because you think you're cowardly to come out because you're in your 60s. Do I think perhaps you're cowardly to come out because you're diffusing, because you're in your 60s and you think it's just simply comfortable enough for a 60-year-old man to, you've got some money in the bank, so if anyone causes you any aggro on the street, you can always just jump in a taxi and flee the scene, no matter how far you've got to flee, because you know you've got to pay for it. Do I think it's cowardly that you've come out now because you think someone may have something negative on you to say about your sexuality? Perhaps you've done something untoward. The fact that coming out will diffuse that. Do I think you're cowardly because just simply being able to release and to get this news, to get this white elephant out from beneath you, to get this away from your conscience, knowing that you can take shelter under your wife's petticoat and in the loving arms of your daughters until it all goes away, and that you can come out the other end living the life you want and still have your family in tow? Do I think it's cowardly for that reason? I don't know, I really don't know, but I do think that it is cowardly what you've done. Why did you marry a woman, Philip, knowing that you were gay? Yes, I assume you married her, your current wife, after you were a successful celebrity. Did you think your money would make everything all right? Why did you marry your current wife? Why did you marry her knowing that you were gay? Why? Did you think that the money you'd earned as a celebrity would make everything go away? Is that what you thought? Why did you choose to marry a woman? Why? Did you think that all your money would make everything all right? Is that what you thought? That the money you had would make everything all right? Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter It's just sex. It doesn't matter if I fancy men. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'd be able to care for a woman. I'd be able to care for any potential children. I'll just pretend to be a straight man. It won't matter. Oh, I can't live this life of mine with all this money to myself and all this wealth and health. I have to be able to share it with someone, and I have to be able to. I'm sorry. Oh God, it'll be all right. All this money will make it all right. Is that what you thought, Philip? That the money that you had in your bank account would just make it all right? Marrying a woman. Is that what you thought? Is that honestly what you thought when you married a woman? That your money you had would just make all that, your sexuality and all that, make all that all right? At the end of the day, it would just all be all right at the end of the day. Is that what you thought? Is that what you thought when you married your wife? Why did you marry a woman for? Why did you marry a woman? But why? 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 And you had children. You had kids knowing that you fancied fellas, that you fancied men. You actually had children. You actually, whilst your penis was in the woman's body, thought and fantasised of males so you could ejaculate into the woman's body to have these children. Why did you do that? Why? Why did you have a family, a heterosexual family, kids, life, knowing that you were gay? Why? Why? Did your wife know you were gay before you married her? Did you tell her? Did she know? Was she privy? But still, why? Did your wife know, if she did know that you were gay before you married her, did she know that you would have to actually fantasise about a man whilst your penis was in her body for you to be able to ejaculate? Did she know that? Hi, Baggy. It's not a laughing matter marrying a woman when you know you're gay. Period. It's not. It's no joke. It's not funny. It's not a funny thing to do. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not at all. It's not a joke. It's not funny. It's not a laughing matter. It's a very serious thing to do. regardless whether you think it's a good thing or a bad thing or just a who's bothered thing. Very serious thing to do in itself. I think you're a very lucky man, Philip, to have had the confidence to be able to come out as you did the other day. I think you're very, very fortunate, very lucky, you very much are to be able to do what you did a few days ago. Very, very blessed to have been able to have done that, Philip. Very blessed to have been able to have done that, Philip. I say my friend, but only because I grew up watching on the telly. One of the thumbnails on the videos was where you sat there in your family at home next to your wife, and then your two blonde-haired, fair-haired, very beautiful feminine daughters sat next to her. It's a lovely home you have. It's very hard not to. It's very hard not to dislike you, Philip, simply for what you have done. Right? Over the last 20, 30 years, married a woman, had a family, known you were a gay man, and now to be able to come out, knowing that you could come out, it's a very hard thing not to dislike you, Philip, for that. Excuse me, I'm watching your video, Brian Harvey. Very, very hard thing not to dislike you, Philip, at this moment in time. Very hard. Again, I will reiterate, I would say it was a cowardly thing for you to do, to come out, Philip, regardless of your reasons. I would say so, yeah, would say so. That's regardless of my politics, It's going to take on a life of its own. Why, what do you hope to achieve now that you have come out as a gay man? What do you hope to achieve, Philip? What? Do you hope to be able to have a dual relationship now with a man? Now that you come out, to be able to have a dual relationship together with your wife, to be able to have one now with a man? Is your intention to leave your wife and kids? Because regardless of what your wife and children may have said, regardless of how strong their confidence for you, the whole chemistry of that action you took, the coming out, there'll be an outcome for it, an unpredictable outcome. Like in a few months' time, you're not to know how this is going to go, not to know how this is all going to play out. So I can't sit here now and try and imagine what your intentions are. What are your intentions if you're watching this? Do you know what your intentions are, or where for coming out the other day? What do you hope to achieve for doing so? I'm trying to logisticize it, which I have been doing since I pressed record. I'm trying to logisticize it as I'm talking. I'm still processing it all myself. Trying to logisticize it all. Why?